Hey guys, we're back. I'm holding the shop down for about a few seconds. Let's see how quick this works. Hey, guys, we're back. I'm holding the shop down for about a few seconds. Let's see how quick this works. All right, sweet. Thanks for coming back, guys. We were worried about that. Now we're just waiting for the man himself. And to make sure this thing stays live. Did it crap out again? Alive? Can you still hear me? Awesome. Great. Beautiful. He's come back out. He's got his apron now.
My back.
Yep.
Welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. Starting to think it's YouTube and not our internet and stuff because it happens to other folks too. So I'm starting to think it's more of a platform issue. So I'm going to get back to what I was talking about here. Then we're going to get into actual cutting today. But I want to rant about this chainsaw for a minute so I can kind of tell you what my experience was. And it was very, very frustrating. So it's legit. There was something wrong. And if somebody has information too, maybe that might help me figure it out. But it's about to be that the bar and chain is going to have to be sent back. So yeah, I mean, what you get basically, and I'm not paid by this company at all, so I don't usually like to do any advertisements for. Doesn't matter. The brand name is like when they put Amerigo on an Amoco gas station or something. It's not a real company. I don't think it's like a shell company kind of. It's basically intellectual property theft in a nutshell. So I don't know the company, but it's to our benefit. We're going to use whatever we can get. Let me sit down for a second because I've been kind of at it today. Let me get back here. Woodchucker, appreciate you. Let me go do some shout outs here. By the way, Chardonnay was the one in today, I believe, first. And I will do whoever was in round 2 first also. Oh, she was in there too. And look at that, man. Woodchucker in here. Appreciate you. Chardonnay gets her 5th mark. Yeah, so this Holtziforma G395XP, I opened it up and I actually started it today. I attempted to put the bar and chain on and with a lot of frustration. The chain, the directions, I read the book like 4 times. When you get to the section about attaching the bar, taking off the sprocket cover and all of that stuff, it tells you to actually make adjustments to the tensioner that you can't make with the while it's in position. So you can't make these tension adjustments really while the bar is in position. The top of it is like a little cone. It's not even grabbable. It's supposed to be this little screw that's back there. So I'm just telling you detailed stuff about what I noticed about it. So it's 93 cc's. It's really powerful. And the motor we'll talk about the motor in a second. Because I did start it, and I can actually start it on here just to show you all. You can kind of hear it. I'll set the microphone back a little bit and start it. Hey, Mike, what's up, man? And let me give everybody a shout out for being here before I start talking more about my experience with this large chainsaw knockoff in the body of it. Shout out Chardonnay, Woodchucker, chainsaw artist. Check him out. Heather B, who's my right hand. Shout out Daniel, who's one of our big time friends of the show. Ruiz, also friend of the show. Billy, appreciate you being here. Appreciate all y'all. All y'all are really friends of the show. So thank you so much for being here and participating. So what we got here, this little dupe of the 395 XP. When we get a 395 XP, first of all, it stopped being manufactured in 2006. So if you want that kind of power, you have to go and find somebody who has one, basically new old stock, one that's been sitting on a shelf or in a warehouse for years. Otherwise, if you want something manufactured with the same specs, which is what I found here, because I was confused for a long time. I didn't understand what I was looking at. When I figured out this was the dupe, I was like, all right, what's the price difference? Oh, that's good, man. I'm glad you figured that stuff out. So I was looking at the price difference, and you pay basically anywhere between, if you get a good price, $1,200 and $1,600 for a 395 XP. This is about $300 or $400. So 75% discount if it works. So I was really like fingers crossed with the motor starting. However, the bar and chain that I ordered, I got to tell you that the chain, same company, two different order. The chain came in an already open package. So I was suspicious of it then. But then when I put the 36-inch bar on and I followed the instructions in the manual instructions, of course, tell you to start from the sprocket end of the bar and to put the chain onto the other sprocket, the body sprocket of the saw from there. Now, this is a 36-inch saw, so it's a little more difficult, 36-inch bar, so it's a little more difficult to get that by yourself because it's also kind of floppy on the body of the saw. I don't know how to describe that to you, but like you really need a second person there, I think. But even with a second person, at least as constituted, we could not get the chain on the bar. So the next thing that I did was I went and I counted every single link on the chain. So I thought maybe it was a possible, because of the package being broken open, that there wasn't the same number of drive links that it said on the package, but I counted and there was 114 drive links. So everything was there. So then I was told that the chains can be really rigid. Full chisel chains can be really rigid. So the next thing I did was I basically WD-40'd the whole chain. And so right now I've been flexing it and kind of like letting it sit on my bedpost here for a little bit. And I'm going to like stretch it out a little more. I can soak it in bar oil and see what happens then. The adjustment screw. I'm talking about the tensioner, the little tensioner in there. Counterclockwise before you take this side cover off. Hold on one second. Let's try it. Let me show you what the setup looks like in there. I have this on pretty loose right now. Oh, hold on. I think I gotta pop back the yeah, that's supposed to be out. See, I didn't know that either. That's another thing I had to learn about this like sprocket lock, like what keeps the blade lock. It has to be a certain direction. Maybe I'm stupid that I don't understand. That's the inside of the blade lock handle there. I'm going to zoom in on stuff so the people that are into chainsaws can kind of check it out. I'm going to tell you what I had problems with too. Precisely what I had problems with. Okay, so they put some value into this. The adjustment screws right here, right? You see the tensioner right there? The only way that you can get the bar I got, which is made by this same company, on is to move this tensioner all the way back, right? You got to move this tensioner all the way back to get the bar on. So it's really not, right now, it's not even a position where the bar could be put on. But if it was, so when you tell me to turn the tensioner before I take the, let me go back. I feel like stupid today, like there's something wrong with me. I've had struggles cognitively all day. See, that's weird, dude. Hold on. See how it's like floppy in there, man. It doesn't seem right. Yeah, it's not even attached. So that's going to be a problem right there. Let me see if I can get it reattached here. I must have done something to unattach it there. Okay, I see. I'm going to read the chat in a second. Maybe Woodchucker has a, first of all, this thing came out, so I'm trying to get it back in. Now, what doesn't make sense is, why does it have a loose attachment on it? So then it's adjustable. I guess the tensioner is adjustable. I'm sorry y'all didn't see any of that. Right here, what I was doing was reattaching this tensioner handle here to this piece, which apparently is not attached to it. It's threaded on the inside, and this goes into here, and then I guess it adjusts from there, but it doesn't feel right, man. Maybe I'm doing it, I got to get it tight all the way in there before it'll do what it's supposed to do. But this is what was weird about this, because this tensioner was supposed to be, to get the bar on, you really need the tensioner right there. And so I was struggling with that. I need to read what you guys are saying. Yeah. I have them up here, yeah. It's kind of cumbersome, though. I don't know if I could do it on the live. I could try to put it on, you know. It's such a cumbersome process to put a bar that large on there. And even that right there is like not in the position that I can apply the bar at the moment. The tensioner, not like this little tensioner head, I don't know what you call that. It's almost like a dog. It sticks up above the surface, but it just moves back and forth. And then that's supposed to like sit right here when you put the bar on. Oh, crap. I just spilled my water. This is the kind of day it is for me. I stepped in a pile of fire ants earlier. Hold on, guys. Pause 1 second. Can't have ice water inside the sprocket cover. All right. So let me back it up a second, man. Appreciate everybody being here at Dad's Workshop, where I'm heartily struggling, but trying to put on a live stream here. Spilled my water there. Onto the sprocket cover of this chainsaw, which is what I'm using right now. And I'm going to get the bar out like I was asked. Maybe I'll just get this little bar, because I think the orientation on the 24-inch bar is the same, but if it's not, yeah, it's the same orientation. I mean, this should be something I should be able to figure out. Here's a 24-inch bar. If I put this on here, oh, well, actually, the tensioner does go in that one. I'm not having the same problem there. And I don't know, if I had a 24-inch chain, that's how it should be. I believe that's how the orientation should be right there. That's a 24-inch. Now, I just got that tensioner kind of in place. Maybe that was the problem. Yeah, you're right, buddy. I'm going to do that. Thank you. I'm going to get the big bar here. See if the big bar fits. The tensioner was like not in the threads. I don't know how to describe it, man. Like it wasn't, it's two pieces in there, and I didn't know that because they don't have any of that in the manual. Trust me, dude. I read the manual. back and forth, front to back. Oh yeah. Now the bar is good, so maybe the chain will get around the bar now. Well, let me get it over that. Just see how more it'll flip this saw forward. Now back it up. Can't even get the whole saw bar in there, but maybe the chain will fit over now. I don't know. I wouldn't try to do it on my live probably because I could mess it up. When Heather gets a chance to come out, we can try it. It looks better. I'm going to tell you. I don't know what made me think about it right, spilling water or whatever it was, but somehow I think I figured out everything's the same except the manual. Yeah, I mean I've read some reviews on this that actually said that the some of the components are actually better, and I've seen this with other things like some of the lights I have and things like that, like the LED are better from certain places, and they're cheaper because of the manufacturing process. But yeah, what was happening was I wasn't able to get the chain through the guide all the way over the sprocket at all. And the way they tell you in the instructions is to actually start from the end and then pull it over this the clutch here onto the sprocket, because that's what that is. Back some more. And that's the problem. So how do I do the adjustment screw is way back behind there. So do I do it, take the bar off and do it again? Hold on. So my question is, the adjustment screw is right here. Maybe let's see if the little screwdriver that this thing came with. Now I have other tools here, but really it should be included here if you're going to send tools. This may be this little screwdriver in here. I don't. Yeah, this is probably what you're supposed to use with a little tensioner. So I can get it with this little screwdriver. So tell me if it's going back. I'm going to delay for a second. Looks like it's going backward. How much more do you think? Chain on the clutch. See, yeah. Yeah, like I don't like putting the chain on from the end sprocket of the bar. That feels weird to me. And so they were telling you to do that. You can't even get the chain as constituted before. You couldn't even get the chain over the clutch, like the clutch assembly over the sprocket back there. Yeah, just trying to make sure I know what I'm talking about here. I'm not a mechanic. I want to make sure I'm saying the right parts here. I believe this is like a clutch here because the sprocket's back here. It catches when you cut the chainsaw off. I don't know what you call that. I think that would be called a clutch. Yeah, I don't know. That's what the manual said too. So I've always put chains on. I mean, when I'm like outside, when I've cut stuff down with chainsaws, and I've cut a million trees down. I felled a lot of trees in my life. And every time if the chain gets loose, chain pops off, it wasn't even a big deal to me. I'll pop the sprocket cover off, put the chain back on, adjust the tensioner, and go back to work immediately. If I didn't have a problem, if I would bring 2 chainsaws and do the same thing. Always have a backup. Yeah. Well, jump on live because I could probably watch your live and be on here at the same time. I don't know how that works exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I can. Can you fish the chain onto the drive and see? I can try, man. This is a large chain here. And I sprayed it a little while ago. I've been trying to like flex it. Let's give it a shot. This is tricky because I don't want to weight this thing or do something stupid and break it. This is really kind of tricky. And it's actually sitting better than it was earlier. It's a little easier than it was before. I'm gonna tell you, I was not handling this very well, to say the least. Still though, look at the. I mean, it just doesn't feel right. I've put it. I mean, it is definitely. I've never had a bar 36-inch bar before, so maybe it's something about that, and it's a lot of chain to get. It seems a little better. I'm not gonna lie, but still. And there is one person back in the day told me to like pull it through the sprocket to help it guide it to the guide bar. But right now that's not going to help because and something happened with the tensioner. Yeah. Actually, it might. Oh, man, it's just not sitting against the body right now. So I got to take the bar. The bar is not flush. Hold on. Yeah, like the bar is tilted forward. Now, we always could like kind of, there was some play there. I don't know if y'all can really see. I've got it zoomed out. It's just a little, man, feels a little short still. But I could soak it in bar oil maybe and see. See, I moved it past the tensioner though. And it's got to be on that. I lost it. It's just unwieldy, man. It's really unwieldy. So that's what I dealt with earlier. And it looks about the same, to be honest. Let me get the chain off the sprocket before I do damage to something. The chain is not bad. I mean, it's not like bound up and stuff. It feels greased. Maybe if I move the tensioner back some more. But see, the bar was offline there. That was, and it was even, and that right there, that is so far forward. There's no way that chain is going on with this because I had it almost all the way back to the sprocket and it wasn't. So this bar, I don't think would work. I think the 24-inch bar is fine, but like this bar, my instinct is there's something wrong with the design. It doesn't go, the tensioner doesn't go back far enough to allow you. It's really like you need like a 40-inch chain, if that makes sense. Like, and I'll totally watch I've got Heather inside. She could probably pop in on okay. I mean, I want to know. I'm not here playing. But this is kind of Dad's workshop. We just, yeah, I like appreciate the info, and we're gonna get this thing back. I think it's kind of weird how it. I don't know that it's moving at all, really. It's threaded through the thing, so the mechanism is you have a nut with a peg on top of it and a threaded, or you have a nut with a peg on top of it with a bolt through it perpendicular, and the tensioner is not moving at all. It's going through the tensioner. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe I need to move it. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand what Woodchuck is saying. Maybe I got to get it all the way through, and then I can move it like easier. I don't know. It's just a wonky setup. Like, I don't know how to describe that. Wasn't what I was actually going to spend the whole Dad's workshop on, but I didn't mean to like sidetrack here. But yeah, that's what I dealt with today. So let me tell you what I did, and then I'm going to take your advice. Probably have to do it off live, and I'm going to try to get the tensioner back. But I'm having trouble with getting the tensioner in the right position. Apparently, it's like, yeah, it's kind of hard to describe. This little piece has a threaded hole in it, and this goes through it. But the problem is like it doesn't stop going through it. It just keeps going through it, and then the thing doesn't move. So there must be a way to set it. I mean, they wouldn't have designed it like that, I think, if there wasn't a way to set it. But anyway, I meant to tell y'all the motor is great. No, I do. I am worried about the comments. Oh, okay. It'll be real loose. Oh, that makes sense because if you get it all the way to the you get it all the way to the end of that thread, I could see it being loose. Yeah, there's a that screw. I looked at that screw earlier, thinking about taking it off. I just didn't want to take too much apart. Probably my hands are pretty greasy. I probably have a Phillips head around here somewhere. I'm gonna use this flathead because I don't have a Phillips head handy right now. If I can use this, maybe a little fat. Yeah, I got a little one here. It's tiny for my hand here. Yeah, I'm gonna need a Phillips head bit. Put it all the way back. That's what the book said too, but I couldn't get it to move properly or really much in this direction. All right, I'll take as long as my gas doesn't dump out of here because I do have fuel in this right now. I'll take the thing off. We'll look at the tensioner. It's a good idea. Just need to get a Phillips head bit here. Or a Phillips head dry. I don't keep Phillips heads around like that. I should have one in here. Oh. What? Probably I have a bit set around here somewhere with see I don't do a lot of screws. This might work here. It's a smaller flathead. What? All right. I really need what I need is a Phillips head bit. I think I can get my screw a long necked one too.
Which I said, I think there's something wrong with the tensioner.
Oh, really?
I've never seen a tapered tensioner pin. I was gonna say.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can get in there.
Yeah, they can see it.
But like, yeah. So this is a nut right here, and this goes through it. So I guess you got to set it in position.
Oh, can you flathead this side?
That's what I've been doing.
Oh.
That's adjusting the tensioner, really. Put it all the way through. Nah, don't go. I wouldn't go that way necessarily because here, let me hold it and pull back. Yeah, do that. They said it should be loose in there.
It should be.
Yeah. All right. So this is the problem. I don't understand the tensioner. I've never had a tensioner like that either, to be honest with you. So it's threaded through here, and I'm backing it out right now, but I don't know if that does anything. It was actually loose earlier when we were just talking a minute ago. This needs to move, and it's actually not moving at all. So the tensioner is basically, you're right, man. That is not right. But I'm going to take this plate off. I'm going to get a Phillips head. We're going to take this plate off and take a look at what's exactly going on with that. Actually, maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to mess with trying to do anything fancy. But yeah, you can see the tensioner is not really moving back. It's not. I feel like earlier it was able to be adjusted somewhat. So maybe I did something, but all it is just threaded through there. There's nothing broken to my knowledge here. Maybe I moved the head forward. This is what we do. Let's try this. I got an idea. I mean, this should be common sense. I'm sure someone's already said this already. No, but see, I can't move the pin in. I can't move so I can move the tensioner head right there, right? I don't know if you see that. See how that's forward? But now the pin's back here and I can't get it. We'll have to take the plate off so we can look at it. This may be it if I screw it all the way in here. Hold on, because I think I'm coming to a solution here to get this tensioner all the way back. That doesn't mean this bar is going to go on here. I'm going to do this much quicker with this probably. That may be as far as this goes, okay? I've almost got, see, it's almost at here, at the end of the area. I wonder if I can go further. It looks like I can, maybe. Slightly. Got to get it back in the threads of that thing. I think that's it, dudes. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be it, man. That's the tensioner all the way. I've got it. So I had to take it off the threads, move the tensioner all the way back, and then screw it all the way in till it met that point, and it's good. All right, so I think that's it now.
So now let's attach it. Where's mine?
I cannot zoom out now.
You're locked in. Well, it's already started out. You're just moved in. You're good.
I don't think this is going to make a difference with the big bar because I feel like I had this in that position before. But we'll try. Put these on.
Well, those are yours.
It was on the floor, so I set it on something. Just put these on. I'll go gloveless. I'm fine. It was down here earlier, and I set it somewhere. Couldn't find the other one at the time. All right. Yeah, well, the manual, and I wish I could pull it. I got the manual somewhere around here, but the manual says end sprocket of the bar first, right? And it may make sense now, but I just, that's like.
Can we lay it down again?
What?
You want to lay it down to put the bar on? It was just easier before. Put the chain on. Let me move this so we can kind of see us playing with it.
I'm going to tell you the position of the tensioner is not great. Hold on, I got loops. Okay, hold on. My whole purpose in this was to give you all an honest review, but I also got to give it a complete college try first. So what's up? Yeah. Can't vouch for that. All right, so the bar still is like sitting up a little. Let me make sure it's in the sprocket here because they're right about that. That's like how I would usually do it. I'm gonna place it in here, down here first, if I can. We'll try to do it. I mean, really, it doesn't look like the alignment of the bar when it sits into place is great. I don't feel like that Japanese bar that I had just a minute ago. That one felt, better. I don't know how to describe that. But see, the chain is sitting against this body right here. It's not really in the track. I don't feel good about the chain, actually, the blades hitting the body of the inside of the saw right there. So it definitely. You think it's going to go?
Nah, it's like the same issue as before. It's really tight. It's super close.
That's better right there than what we had.
Where you are, so that I can show it.
Scoot the saw down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to give you all a view what's going on here. So this is the stock, basically the recommendation bar, 36-inch bar for this. Yeah. Man, it might go.
It's really close. It's closer than it was before. I'm trying to pull it.
See if I can get the tensioner back, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's close to the sprocket, but not on it yet. Where's that tensioner knob? Oh, it's on the other side, right? Now, I was about to pull it with a needle nose earlier. Yeah, we could try to roll it through the sprocket and see where that. It's really, man, it's really tight. You should be able to loosen it if it's sitting on there tight without any ability to. Now the tensioner is kind of stuck in place. Apparently, you have to like do that. It's a painstaking process, but yeah, it's out of the track down here. Yeah. And then figuring out how to do this with a figuring out how to do this with the 24-inch bar, I think seemed like it was easier, but you have to reset the whole tensioner beforehand, I guess.
It's not in it, dummy.
It should be able to move. I think they're all looking at me like, Calvin, why do you not realize there's something broken about that tensioner? Well, I guess I just like, since it's nothing down there, it looks broken. I'm like, the tensioner should be adjustable somehow.
Come play with this side, let me go to that side.
Yeah, this one's 114. This one bar says 114. So if you're going by specs, what do you need?
You stand over here.
I counted the drive links, guys. I counted them. It's 114. So according to the specs of the saw or of the bar, it's the right number, you know. I went and put a permanent marker against every single drive link. That's due diligence. Kind of a pain in the butt. So it's so close, man. It's like almost in there up here.
Okay, now.
Yeah, see, that's what generally they would tell you to do, but we should be able to adjust the tensioner. Like, it shouldn't be that tight to get on. It shouldn't. So
it's like in. Ooh.
I felt that.
I know, I got a little bit of looseness.
Maybe it's like starting to get there. I'm rotating a little.
You should have a whole inch of slack in the adjustment all the way.
Yeah, I mean, really. Did you read that? Yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's not enough. Let's take it off and let me readjust the screw. I'm gonna have to untangle that again. Tangle. Thank you, babe.
This is fun, guys. Thanks everyone for being here.
Yeah.
We need this.
I mean, it's all right to have these things happen and you figure something out, you know, you work on it and you figure it out. I'm sure there's a solution here. I'm sure Billy and Mike and Bear and the Boss Lady and Woodchucker.
Yeah, it was a.
So no, I don't want to say it's a stock. It's the recommended 36-inch bar made by the same manufacturer.
Yes, and it came with the chain. Though. It was one purchase.
With the chain, but not the body. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
The chain and the bar came together.
It doesn't make sense. And then your statement about it being 100, someone said it was 115 drive links according to their calculation. Well, this is 114, so maybe there's something wrong with that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But here we are reviewing a dupe saw that this is some value to this stuff, man.
Yeah,
Every little piece of this information is important for people who are trying to. What? That's all right, Chardonnay. You're here. That's what we need.
Hi, Paco.
Could have been Paco's throw up on my post. I don't know who it was. I haven't seen him do that. Most likely Ben. All right, so I want to move the tensioner back, but look what I had to do to get it in that spot. Like, how would you adjust it in the field? You can't. You have to set it ahead of time.
Well, I got the Phillips head. You want to take that plate off and do it behind it real quick?
Oh, you got the Phillips head? Yeah. Let's do that.
I mean, there is some kind of little...
Yeah, there's no wiggle at all, Mike. And trust me when I tell you, you can't even get it on. And this screw is like pre-stripped.
Oh, so maybe don't.
Yeah, I don't want to take that off.
Crappy screwdriver.
Yeah, it's not. It needs to be I think a stud, and I don't even think I should take that plate off if that's the hardware on there. It's just a metal plate though. Oh, man, maybe I have to. But see, the screw quality, the metal on that screw is bad.
It's thin.
Yeah, the plate. So what's going on here is what I did to get it there, which now if I take let me take the other bar and try to put it on. I'm going to have to figure this out here because the saw works. So it's got to be a way to handle this. It is weird to like not have, well, generally when you use a saw, you have to take the sprocket cover off to make adjustments. See, now I got that tensioner in kind of the wrong spot for this saw. It's like needs to be forward. Now I would have to have a 24-inch blade to see if it's something I'm doing wrong with the saw or there's something wrong with the saw. I'm going to move the tensioner forward though. I feel like on this one, I feel like it's a bar or chain issue. So if I send the chain back to the company, I'm sending the chain and the bar. That's what I was telling Heather earlier.
And it's one purchase, so it doesn't have to go back. It's a set.
And I don't want to undo that screw, guys. I would really, but I'm telling you, it's stripped. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's loose. It's loose. Guess it is coming off, whether we like it or not. Glad I figured that out. Tiny screw. All right. Here we go. All right. Now they need a close up. Do you all see the mechanism here? The tensioner? There is some sort of like a threaded, I don't know, is that metal or plastic over there? Looks like a plastic in this little slot right here. Almost
it's a stopper, yeah.
Jointed in. Now, what I did before to get it to that position was take the piece out because it's a nut. This is a weird tensioner. So if anybody knows anything about these, I'm sure I have to actually adjust the tensioner all the way back to where I want it. I'm going to put the head back on it again, which is what I did before. I'm going to learn about this. I'm going to figure it out. Sorry, fine motor issues. I'm going to do this fingers. It's all greasy.
You want to get it?
Okay, it's all greasy now.
Yeah.
So. My glasses. Can't see nothing. All right, moving the screw back. See, the screw actually comes out or the top. Maybe there's something to that, but here we go. Putting it back in. I'm going to check that bar on it. It should move like as I screw this back, right? The problem is all it does is come out of the dog head right here. This little dog basically is what it is, right? That's what I'm dealing with. You think the chain is one drive link too short? It's the chain. You think that would work, Billy? Because the bar is mistaken about the number of. I mean, they literally and obviously this tensioner is weird too. But I could probably work around the tensioner issue. They're saying the one drive length too small. I mean, that seems to make sense mathematically, but even then, there's no slack at all. Like it's not like a normal chain I've ever used on a saw. I went on to forestry forum today. Was looking at other blades because I want to rip blade too. So I'm gonna have some other ones to try on here. The motor is beautiful. Like everything is perfect. Yeah, if you can see that, I'm gonna screw it into the head here and then we're gonna move it back. All right, now let's move it back. Oh, maybe that tensioner rod should be all the way through, right? I don't know. You see how it's going through the head? Push the head back a little bit. I think that's probably where the such a weird system, man. I guess I see how that might work, but because it just only moves a little and it adjusts per bar kind of. Yeah, but the bar there, something wrong with that. Didn't seem right. Let's try this bar here.
We got the thingy.
The plate. Put the plate back on. Sorry, I hit the microphone, folks. I'm gonna chisel some stuff here in a second. But this is Dad's workshop, so we do stuff like this all the time. There it is. So now the tensioner you see on there. So we could test it out. If you can see it works here once it's centered now, it can be adjusted. I'm pretty sure.
Machine Gun Max is in the house though.
Machine Gun Max. Machine Gun Max. All right. Yeah, so it seems like to work like that. I mean, I could definitely start the motor so you all can hear it.
You gotta. You want to start outside or you want to start?
No, I'll start in here. It's okay. We got air. We got ventilation. Man, who's scared a little bit of carbon monoxide? Put that sprocket cover back on that I soaked in my drinking water. 93 cc's, man. I'm psyched about the power. I just got to figure out how to put a bar and chain on it and take this thing off. I'm going to take this off too. Can't use that and that when you're ripping. You need the whole length of the saw. And actually, that's the business end really right there. Yeah, that's a beast. And I've never had anything close to this amount of power. Now, I don't know what I did with the two sprocket cover nuts. This is real Calvin's workshop right now. Probably flew off I may have put them in this hardware bag. Nope. You got that screw, put the screw back in. I'm just trying to find it. It might be hidden under some of this crap here. Sprocket cover nuts. Two, like, I don't know, half-inch. Suppose I could start it without that plate on. Seem to have misplaced the sprocket cover. It starts just like Husqvarna kind of saw. You know, there's a procedure that you use, and there's no primer on here. It's just by using the choke the way that you, and that's why I like Husqvarna. I'm kind of familiar with that little system they got. The starting is a certain way. Usually when people's Husqvarna saws don't start, if they're anywhere near being able to, I can get them started. That's why I usually go with that brand because I'm just familiar with it. Set this over here. Yeah, we'll start it for you. Let me set my microphone aside a little bit. Fix it, Felix. Bracket. Right here. All right, so Got to turn the stop off on here. There's a little stop button. This is full choke right here. Let me make sure that is that lock engaged? Disengaged? I forget. Whoops. It's kind of hard on the workbench. I did it earlier too. Hold on.
Oh, it's on the ground?
Yeah, I gotta put it on the ground. Should start with 3 pulls. Put myself on the spot here.
We had it on its
It may
side.
be flooded. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we had it
smells
on its
flooded.
side for a minute there.
Yeah, it's flooded in there.
If you sit it down there,
You gotta pull the turn the choke off. Pull it. Don't want to break your tool start. Alright. I think it's flooded, dude.
give it a
I
second.
smell it.
Yeah, we had it on its side.
Yeah.
Let it sit upright, and I bet in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Whew, it's exhausting to pull start stuff. Anyway. Fumbling around here at Dad's workshop.
What we do?
Smells flooded, guys. I'll tell you that. Probably from sitting over getting flipped all around. Hopefully that's a problem that can solve itself. I was able to pull start it here on the bench earlier though. Maybe that has to be disengaged.
It was also later in between trying the bar and when you started it. Patience.
Yeah. Just trying to make sure that's not what it was.
Woodchucker said if you already started within a couple hours or so.
Yeah. It started real easy before. Hope I didn't do something to it. Personally. Oh, okay. That might be a thing too. Gotta turn it off. Is it up? Ask them, is it forward disengaged, back engaged? I forget. It's a blade lock. Yeah, it's not going to start right now, I don't think. I'm having problems. Today is a tough day for Dad. I'm going to get it though. I have a video of starting it right away. You know?
Pull your phone out, play it for them.
Hey, this is it. Please believe me. Please believe me. I mean, I don't have anything. I have no dog in the fight. If it doesn't start, I guess I tell the company, man, I was trying to put the blade on, bar on, and it didn't start again. Yeah, I don't know. It started earlier, no problem, pretty much just, and I was pretty confident right there too. That's what you get when you go into stuff confident. Turn the stop off, pulled the choke all the way out. But then when I first pulled it, I smelled gas. So it's possible there was just kind of shaking up there. I don't like that though, because the chainsaw should be able to set down. You should be able to sit it down any kind of way. Ask them though, this is the one thing I can never remember. Is that lock? I think forward is lock.
Billy said it's fun to take the plug out.
Take the what?
Plug out. You want this on?
All right, guys, I'm gonna take a break from the chainsaw though. That thing is a pain in my butt already. All right, man. I'm gonna take a second and get some water, and then I'm gonna chisel some stuff. Got layout marks on one of these here. Got to make another corner brace here. This is 25, and I cut it a little longer. 25 and 9/16. It's gonna be 18 inches from the layout face. What?
It's like very crooked shot.
Oh, okay. Don't leave it on me. Don't leave me on it. First thing probably I'm going to do here is turn this vise and cut some lateral cuts here through this so I can chisel that waste away easily. It's on the tenon here. It's half an inch for each of these. Now I'd rather overestimate the tenon size than the cheek and shoulder, or the shoulder size, right? You don't want to have too little tenon. You can have too much. So when I first laid out the marks, the pencil was too wide and I was getting like this width here. That's okay for these sides, but for the tenon needs to be a little too big. Right. I got to get some water real quick. Stay tuned to Dad's Workshop, or if you're a live streamer and you have to go do your own thing, of course, I understand. Oh my gosh. Terrible. Sorry.
He's here all day, every day.
Sorry, friends. Get my microphone back. Get my phone also. Man, whoa. And also think I'm coming down with something, so I'm like even more scatterbrained. Already ADHD, as everybody knows. More scatterbrained because of that. Yeah, I'm going to wait a little bit here. And you know, when you pull start stuff, how exhausting that is. I definitely got my workout out of that. I'm going to try to angle this so it's a good angle for y'all to kind of see. I mean, not that you need. This is not always, you know, I'm not trying to teach everyone because I'm not an expert at this, just like everybody else, just an amateur. Well, can't say that. Everybody else. But I don't usually try to rip cut through these. So I don't know why I have it positioned like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that 45-degree angle through the side. I'm going to angle this vise different. Chardonnay is cringing so bad right now. Here we go. I don't love that line. Appreciate everybody coming tonight to Dad's Workshop. Tonight, this morning, whatever it is in your neck of the woods. I'm a little off from that shoulder there. That's okay though. Because it's not in, I can take that material off still. Ooh, I hope I didn't cut too deep on that side. Man, I'm really real scatterbrained today. Do one more right here. You make all those lives public, right, Woodchucker? I should have made stop cuts. Just landed on me. This SYP I'm using right now, Southern Yellow Pine, for these braces. You'll notice there's not really a lot of imperfections on it. Maybe this one has a little bit, but the longer the straight lines of grain on your wood without interruption, the stronger it is. So when I looked at this, I was like, wow, that stuff's looks pretty strong. I like Southern Yellow Pine, big fan. Or Max's parents walk in. Mummy, oh, mummy, so sorry. I'm just kidding, Max. You know I love you, man. Mummy, well, oh, I was feeling a bit peckish. Dude, I still love that video. See, yeah, that's like that's what I'm dealing with trying to edit down lives, right? They don't got a good like suite for it. I'm only catching part of the chat. I gotta be better at that. I was just kidding, Max. Max, I love you, Max. Mumsy. Mum, it's imperative that I tell you. I want to move to the colonies and play with firearms. Nah, you're awesome. The two dots you swiped over. Yeah, you gotta, Max, you gotta like just don't be. Does that make sense? You're so young, man. You could be super, super, super rich. Just stick with it and don't worry about what you look like on it. Don't be self-conscious. Do it. I mean, you're gonna get hate, but you have to like that's part of the growing process, man. Learning how to like still believe in yourself and take that hate, man. You know? Yeah, man. You need to go to bed. Isn't it like 3 in the morning in England right now? 7 o'clock here. Scotland, same thing, same time. UK, Scotland, no, it is different. It's not the same time? Really? I mean, I know Scotland is huge, man. Much bigger than England. Ooh, that's not bad, guys. Pretty clean. I mean, I could still work that cheek a little bit, but that's about where I want it. I'll just be real soft with that from there on. Do the other side. I left myself a lot of work. Oh man, a lot of work, dude. I could do it all with the chisel too, really, to be honest. But the saw cut makes it a little more precise when, well, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't do that. Maybe if I do a chisel, but then you're crushing wood here. Wow, man. Call both my phones. Let me see if I can make a decent, like, divot here where I can get a saw. That's not a very good cut. I don't usually do it. Let me just do things the way I know how to do them and stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Pretty close there. Oh. Hold on, y'all can't see. Sorry. Machine gun max. Machine gun max. We don't condone that, Max. Max is short for Maxwell. Middle name Aloysius. Thank you. Somebody brought up the mockingbird. Yeah, she's cute. Love her. If you're talking about my bird, definitely Harper. Hey Max, we got to talk about why Scottish people add a syllable to words that are one syllable. We need to talk about that, Max. Like the word is film, right? But it's film. We get to the film. Take me to the film. Let's go to the film. Let's go watch Woodchucker carve with a chainsaw. Film. Let's go watch Bear and Me Lady. Bear. What do you think about that? Film. I, for one, think it's quite brilliant. Brilliant myself. Quite brilliant. Myself. I'm from Glasgow, Stirling, Edinburgh. How do you say that? Edinburgh. Yeah, that's true. Well, you don't have to say the whole world. You don't. Nay. Like y'all turn no into a no. All right, Woodchucker. Take care, buddy. Yeah, man. You I think you can carve Mr. Peanut. Love the live stream. Everybody check out Woodchucker's channel. He does it, man. He has a lot of people who like this chainsaw carving. So there's a lot of chat going on in there. So if you like to chat and you like to watch woodwork and you don't want to see people do Scottish accents, go to Woodchucker's thing and chill out with him and subscribe to that channel. He does chainsaw carvings, and yesterday he finished a carving of a, well, he was putting poly on a carving of a bear with honey, which was nice. Very nice. And I was just saying how finishing is, man, I can't wait to get to the finishing on this project. Yeah, and that's fine though, man. Whenever you feel like doing videos, going live, like everybody tells me, I don't know, I'm not an expert. Oh yeah, I mean we should. You're right about that, Max. We should, and we're working towards that, man. We just like it's just everybody's busy. You know how that works. Woodchucker helps me a lot though, man. He gives me tips. Like today, he was on here. He was sticking around even when stuff wasn't in his neck of the woods, which I appreciate, man. Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate you being here, man. Woodchucker, shout out, big time friend of the show. Yeah, I know, man. I know. And this is one of those things that if you're not, I don't want to call it a loner, but like you're a person that doesn't mind doing work by yourself, then it appeals to you because you just turn the camera on, right? Turn the camera on, and yeah, man, definitely. And I appreciate the art that you do and the approach that you have and the whole vibe that you create there, man. In the woods. I definitely understand why it's your channel is a draw. So as soon as I finish here, I'll probably stop by there too. The shoulder is a little bit up from the line, so I have a little bit of spot that I can remove here. I have some I can remove, so that's what I'm doing now. This is a cheek right here, the side of the tenon, and I can see it's fluted like from the front to back. This probably is due a sharpening here. Seems a little dull. Yeah, I'm gonna switch chisels. That one needs a sharpening big time. Switch to this mortise chisel here. See if this is a little better. Oh yeah. Hope y'all can see that there. Even here. Tricky. Don't want to blow it out on the end is all. What's that Malcolm Gladwell said? You do something 10,000. Oh my gosh, if I took a flight to America and came to see you, oh, let's not jump the gun there, machine gun. Hey man, you're a little bit young to go have a whiskey with, so you're my son's age. So I like that you're here though, man. That's cool. Man, come to the US anytime. We'll find some, I'll introduce you to my kids and you guys can like game, and I'm sure, you guys would get along really well because they love football, like you, kind of football you like, and they like games just like you like too, man. You're probably a lot like you sound, when you come in here, it feels like one of my kids is in here. That's what it feels like, Max. It's a good thing though. Well, that I appreciate, man. It would be an honor to meet you too, Max. Don't bring any airsoft guns with you, though. We'll just meet and shake hands and, Max, I was a school teacher for many, many years. Like I was 17 years, I was a public schools teacher here. And I taught kids your age, Max. Maybe a little tiny bit older than you. You're between my middle and my youngest child's age. That's why we call this Dad's Workshop, man, because we're dads. You know, a lot of dads up in here, I'm sure. Come in here. If you're a dad all the time. That's how it is. You're a dad to the world. You know? And if you're a grandpa all the time, and you're a grandpa to the world, in my opinion. I can feel my hands bleeding. Got to get that in the camera so I can take a screenshot of that so I can put it in my slideshow. This is just from the back of hand of the chisel right there. Like I didn't even cut myself. It's just it's probably from the chainsaw actually, and it just popped open when the back of the chisel hit it. Like I feel this edge back here. I must have taken this on the sharpening stone. So these bottom edges are actually kind of sharp. Kind of dangerous. Probably need to cut it short here and tend to my bloody hand. But I did get this joint done, which I'm happy about. It looks good. You know, I still need to work on these cheeks on here. On here, these are the cheeks. But I got a lot of blood coming out of my finger right now, and we've been on for a minute talking about chainsaws and all kinds of stuff. Max, Heather, Woodchucker, Daniel Gandara, and definitely Billy Shoemate, Chardonnay. Big shout out Chardonnay, Daniel, and Ruiz, my right hand people who I need every day. Folks that are really close here. So big shout out Chardonnay, Daniel, Ruiz, and everybody else. Billy, Bear, and the Boss Lady. Thanks for stopping by. As I said, Woodchucker, and we had a couple others in here too. No Robert G today. It's all right. We don't need to take attendance. Mike, shout out. Mike is making stuff. Shout out to all those folks. Wow, I just started getting a few people in here. Yeah, that's what's going on. I didn't cut myself. Well, and not with the chisel. It was from one of the chainsaw, like against the bottom of my finger. I don't want to get it all over myself. No, we're not. Well, Texas is a state, Max. All right. So just like, you know, in Great Britain, for example, you all have. It's not really so much in Scotland because you have a national government. You guys got like. It's kind of hard to explain because you have like Lothian and then you have Edinburgh and all these different kind of counties. But here in this country, we're divided into states, and this is North Carolina. Texas is a different state, a little further south. Thank you. Yep, got a Band-Aid. Actually, that's kind of small, isn't it? There?
Yeah, it's just open.
It was the back of that chisel that was kind of the sharpish edge on there. Machine Gun Max said it's going to sting. Big breath. There we go. Thank you. Vitaly.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Now you gotta hang out for longer.
Yeah. Vitaly's here.
Wait, we know your friend Max.
No, get out of here, man. Two different countries. That's Ireland and Scotland. Vitaly, what's up, man? Long time no see. What? Max Gaming? Hey, did we make Max a mod? Yeah. Vitaly, you can comment in here. Max, you got to let Vitaly make comments. He's a friend of the program. Vitaly, come back. Did he get booted?
Been out for a bit.
Yeah, I know. You told us you were going to school or you had to do something. No, 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 man. He's not mean. He's not mean. He's very nice. He lives in Ireland, man. Yeah, so we got Scotland, Ireland. Oh, Pine and Oak Woodworks. Hey, everybody, new to you. Oh, appreciate you being here, Pine and Oak Woodworks. So happy to see you. Right now, I'm working on this corner brace for this bunk bed that I've been on for a minute, and I built one before it as a prototype. It's okay. It's okay, Max. It's a mistake. Just be careful, you know. But that's cool. You're doing what you're. I know you're paying attention. Oh, okay. Okay, Pine and Oak. I've seen you on there. Yeah, I've seen you. I might be subscribed to your channel. Usually I do if it's. And Billy, well, Billy was in here. I don't know if Billy is still up in here. He probably went over to Woodchucker's live stream. Hey, I'm gonna switch to. I like this chisel, but the back of it, I sharpened the sole of it, and it made this line here real sharp. So I actually kind of irritated a cut worse that way. You can get a different chisel here. This one's pretty good. One of my favorites. Vitaly says, due to start school in September, went to college last Monday to see the facilities and meet my teachers. Exciting times. That's great, man. I'm glad to hear that. So are you still thinking about doing woodcraft? Is that what you're going to the college for? Or are you going to like do something else? Making a bunk bed. Let me show you. I don't have that many people here. I don't mind flipping the camera around. So I'm making a timber framing a bunk bed. This is one of them right here. This was my prototype, basically. All joinery. There's no hardware in it at all. I know it's got a bunch of schmutz on it right now, and the ladder up there too. But it's all joined together with no, basically just built out of conventional lumber that was laminated and so forth. So that's one of the bents for this bunk bed that I'm working on right now. This is a brace for it. Hope that helps. That's good, man. I'm glad that you're committed to do that, man. That's great. Yeah. Appreciate everybody being here. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. The through tenons on this are going to be a little more accurate, and like those have these big gaps, and I didn't decide on the size, but the through tenons are going to be equal to the and the mortises are going to be equal to the size of the timber, basically the structural member. Now I think it's going to look much better. And then the I'm going to use like reversible angled pins this time, so it puts a little more pressure on there. This chisel is not very sharp either. Maybe it is. And this is a brace for the shorter ends. I have that design that you just saw where it's basically a V. I have a 40-inch, well, it's 42 inches, the blind mortise board that goes across, and then triangles, 18 inches from the layout face. You have the brace pockets for these braces, which I use regular 2x4s for, but I split the brace into half inches here, and so the tenon is a half inch in the center, right? Hope that helps. A little bit right here. I'm going to keep my mouth shut and let y'all chat for a couple minutes unless somebody asks me a question. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the challenge of it. I don't mind using screws, but if you can build something with minimal, like use joinery, then your use of hardware is much less, and the way you build things is going to be stronger. Your approach is going to be towards how do I put these things together to make something strong. And then if you need to use hardware, it just reinforces its redundancy. That's what we're always trying to do, right? I'm not a structural engineer, but I'm a brain picker. So when I'm around them, I'm always asking them questions. That's been me my whole life. I always wanted to know, you know. And when I found out these houses, this craft has existed for thousands of years, where people have figured out how to put two pieces of wood together perfectly, without using any hardware. I was like right on that, man. That's one tenon here. I could probably clean this up a bit, but let me go ahead and do the sawing on the other tenon. So glad to see Vitaly back though, man. Big shout out to Vitaly. We bring you up every once in a while, man. I'm gonna do both sides with the saw because it's a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna get that out of the way. I'm trying to cut only to that first half inch, I don't have my mirror. I broke it. Got 7 years bad luck, apparently. All right, flip it over to the other side just like that. Gotta rotate this a bit. Yeah, we are glad to have you finally pop in and say hello. We've been doing lots here at Dad's Workshop, man, but definitely not forgotten about Vitaly. We remember you, Vitaly. We got these Dad's Workshop folks in here every day, like Chardonnay, shout out, and Daniel and Ruiz, and a lot of these other folks that come in every day that have their own channels. And we're all, every once in a while, I'm like, man, I wonder what happened to Juanita and Vitaly and our early folks. But you told us you had stuff you had to do, so we knew you would pop back in though. Hopefully Juanita does the same thing, we get to see that she's fine here, that she's okay. She was out in LA during that fire time, right? So yeah. We're ready, Max. Yeah, I think we're ready. I need to be careful. Yeah, this is Southern Yellow Pine and Oak Woodwork, so you all know what wood I'm working right now. It's a mixture of spruce. This bed and the other bed is a mixture of spruce and Southern Yellow Pine that I got from this lumber person. It's not expensive lumber, but to build anything out of solid wood, as you know, is expensive. So all right, we got both of those primed and ready to go, man. Let's take I'm gonna take my wider, it's pretty sharp chisel. I'm gonna do a cut all the way around here. I might even zoom in a little bit so you guys can see as I work this, just to add a little value to this piece here. This is a pretty sharp chisel too. It's just a little skinnier than I would like. This is one I just sharpened. Just want to make sure it's real tight in there because I'm going to put some kind of stresses on it right now. Caught that piece on my head. I think that's the first time I've ever had a wood chip like stall on my head and then fall down. Zoom in a little bit. What'd you say, Vitaly? Yeah, my lives. You know, I got recordings, but you know, you can I do Monday through Thursday now too. Probably do expanding some more hours too out on the run to my to this hopeful monetization here. You know, I'm expanding the channel and the brand and all that. You know, so probably always going to be expanding. I need to tighten that a little bit. I'm going to turn this a little so it's a little easier for me to work. It was better for sawing and not for what I'm doing right now. Man, my hand is speed up. Handling that chainsaw today. That chain too was just murdered my hand. I couldn't do it with gloves on at first, man. I didn't have the fine motor abilities with these gloves on. Oh, here, let me change the camera. I got it off now. Get live here. Come on. I'm trying to get the camera set straight, guys. Yeah, man. I mean, I like to think I'm consistent, and sorry for my close-up not working, guys. I'm trying to get it right, but apparently I have no idea where the camera is. Hopefully that's it. I'm losing viewers not being able to get this thing in the right part of the frame. There we go. That's it. All right, so y'all can see the lines in there. That's really important. Yeah, man, I appreciate that, Vitaly. Yeah, you know, it's a journey, man. I have bad nights and good nights, and sometimes I get frustrated, and you know, I see other people growing faster, and it frustrates me, you know, because I'm like, what am I doing wrong or whatever. But I'm always strategizing and trying to change and get better too. So, but at the end of the day, I do want to provide consistent content, and I am kind of doing the same thing as when you left, talking to people, also not talking and doing woodwork and letting people relax and watch it, and then, you know, networking with other craft people. Like, you know, I love to do that too. So we're doing the same thing. We haven't changed the format because the spirit of the Dad's Workshop live stream is basically just a chill place where we can talk about craftsmanship, woodwork, and all those kind of things, and all those topics. And so, yeah, man, we are going to be consistent. We're going to stay here. We're not going anywhere. You know, this is it for me. It's not this can be it. It has to be it. This is it. This is where I'm supposed to be. Hopefully y'all can see that. Chisel is really good too. Moving the whole bench though. Taking a little too much there. A little too ambitious with that. We're almost at the line. Need a little more lighting. I don't know what's going on with my lights. Can y'all see that's at the line there? Pretty clean. Now flip without losing where I am here. I'm going to try to do it from that angle. That's a little bit of a challenge here. First stop cut, so we don't blow out wood here beyond our cut line. See, it's a different approach here, but I liked what I was getting at that direction from the grain over there on the other side of this tenon on that cheek. So I wanted to try it here too. Hey, Pine and Oak. Thanks for being here. Sorry I missed you. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. Pine and Oak, shout out. Everybody check out their stuff too. I think they got content. What I got right here is Southern Yellow Pine. So there's a number of yellow varieties of Southern Yellow Pine, which is a type of pine that comes from the United States South. Slash pine, jack pine, shortleaf pine, and longleaf pine are four I can think of. All Southern Yellow Pine varieties. So it could be any one of those. This looks like slash pine, probably. Could be shortleaf also. It's definitely not longleaf pine. That's an endangered species. So you're not going to find that at the lumber yard, really. Unless it's on accident, which is not very good. Move that back up, tighten that up. I'm getting close to finishing this joint here. It is kind of a joy to work with. I generally like to smell, though. This piece has less smell, but I'm appreciating the simplicity of working this piece of wood. There's no knots in it. So I actually am going to say I love Southern Yellow Pine. It's one of my favorite woods to work with. It has the kind of workableness of pine, but then usually it has a very deep resin smell. I'll tell you, this does not have that smell particularly. These are dried in a kiln, so possible they lose some of their, those notes that they have when they air dry. It's possible I just can't smell anything either. I don't know. I usually smell more, but these are really nice to work, and I'm noticing they're very easy to carve these tenons on. So that's really the better quality, because no one cares about how a bed smells. Usually they want it to be sturdy and comfortable, and if they're making it, they want it to be makeable. I want these cheeks to be nice and straight here. This chisel was doing a good job getting the cheek straight, but right here between the shoulder and the cheek, that's a spot that gets rounded real easily. There was a little pocket of resin right there. The little things to get that shoulder straight. I just want to make sure, because I'm looking at it right now, it is kind of crowned right here. I'm bleeding again. I guess the edge of this chisel is super sharp. I'm going to have to do something about that. Yeah, that's too bad. It was really working. Okay. All right. Let me let's zoom out and let me hear Max's story.
So there was a tournament at school.
Okay.
We said we won, and we screamed, "All of us are a team," and we screamed, "We love you, Mr. Brennan." We lift our hand, and we have that trophy one for him. We did it for him. He had a heart attack. We were there for him in the hospital. And we waited for him to leave. And then we were all told that he died. So we said we will win this for him. Our teacher, Mr. Grant, and we all went silent to honor him. And then he said, "If you want, Cal, you can look in the chat to see his story." So I pulled him off.
Oh, that's so sad, Max. What a sad story.
They won for him.
Yeah, man, that's great. That's a positive ending though, on what you did for Mr. Grant. And I'm sure truly believe that you know, we're here. And I don't need to get religious on you, but I believe that there's some continuity to this thing that we call life and consciousness, and that people come back and that they're looking at us in all kinds of different ways. So, I'm sure Mr. Grennan was very happy, smiling down on y'all. And he cared very much. Vitaly, love you, man. Miss you. Come back and see us when you get a minute. Appreciate you being here. Machine Gun Max, shout out. Appreciate Machine Gun Max. I'm glad y'all won that Quidditch tournament. Nah, but for real, that's hard. That's I really, the kids were the most energizing. I don't think the only reason I didn't leave teaching was because of the kids. People would say, "Oh, the kids are crazy." I would say, "What are you talking about? It's not the kids that are the problem. It's the other adults, really." So Max, Machine Gun Max, Chardonnay, our big time friend of the program. Vitaly, of course, and then Daniel and Ruiz, Pine and Oak Woodworks. Oh gosh, so many today. Back in the beginning, we had Billy Shoemate, Woodchucker. Mike is making stuff. All of them. Appreciate everybody being here. I'm gonna wrap it up for today. And I love you all. Appreciate you all. Do the next right thing. Give somebody a hug. And I will see you all tomorrow. If you're here, I'd love to see you. Dad's Workshop.